What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this really cute Valentine's Day candy design using that nail art set that I found on Amazon. I used it in my last video to create like a candy heart set, but this one I kind of wanted to use like some of the other pieces in there and create like a all like Valentine's Day candy set, because like the stuff in here is so cute. Like I just had to do a second set with it. Like, I mean, how could you not? There's like so much stuff in there and like so many different like ways to like put sets together. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I did prep my nails off camera. I did a soak off and I have some like nail strengthening base coat on my nails. It's like a sheer pink. My nails are doing a little bit better. I'm trying to like, you know, get them back to normal. It's gonna take a while because I used to change my nails a lot, so they're a little bit damaged, but this base gel should really help like strengthen them. Yeah, I do have like a little greenie on my thumb, so ignore that. That nail is lifted, but other than that they're doing pretty well. So yeah, I did prep my nails off camera. I'm using the Makartt extra long stiletto nail tips, and I did go in with a base gel even though I had the nail strengthener on, just to like give some extra prep to the nails. But anyways, I'm gonna be doing an all polygel set. So I'm using this color from the Makartt eBrogue kit. It's like a glittery white shade. It's really pretty. The number is 13712, and I'm also using the color La Crepe from Makartt. It's a sheer pink, and the reason I'm adding that is because it kind of matches my nail bed color. So when I swirl the two colors together with the other end of my brush, like everything just blends together really well. Since I'm leaving some parts of the nail glassy, I didn't want like this weird like pink nail bed popping through, so I mixed that color with the white because I'm trying to do like a little frosting type of vibe like as the base on all of the nails, so that like when I put my glitters down it will just look like, you know, a whole like candy frosting kind of vibe or whatever. So yeah, I used the other end of my polygel brush to mix the two colors together just a little bit, and then I go in and pat them in place. I'm using some base gel as a slip solution because I feel like it really helps like just glide the polygel on the nail like a lot better. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm just like soaking my brush in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol if my brush gets too sticky as usual. But yeah, I just pat the polygel in place like all over the nail, and I did cure it in my lamp for 60 seconds, and now I'm going in with more base gel because I'm going to be applying the Fimo shapes into the gel and curing them in place. So for this set I'm using like a lot of the candy pieces from this nail art set. So I'm using a lot of the sprinkles. I'm also using like some of the candy hearts. I'm also using like the little lips and everything. And then some of the teddy bears, just like mixing everything together. And there's also like some other different kind of like candies in there. So I'm just like, you know, just throwing them all in there as much as I can fit, but I'm not like overcrowding the nails because you don't want to do that with Fimo shapes because they're a lot thicker than your usual glitters. So you don't want to like overload your nails because they'll be like super thick in your end result. A little goes a long way with these. Just like spread them out and it gives the nails a really cute look. So yeah, I really love like all the little candy pieces in here. I've never really seen like little candy Fimo shapes that look like this. That's why I was like so obsessed with this nail art set. Of course I will link it down below as well if you guys are interested. But yeah, they are a little bit hard to like pick up sometimes. Like sometimes they don't pick up because they're a little bit heavy like with the polygel brush. So what I do is I like take a little bit of base gel and I place it on my paper towel, and then I just like dip my brush into the base gel to pick up the Fimo shape, and it picks up perfectly, and you just place it right into the gel. Just when you place them onto the nail, just make sure that they're in the gel really good so that they cure into the gel and they're not like, you know, flipped up or anything, because they need to be flat on the nail, so when you go to encapsulate them, they're not like poking up through your polygel or whatever. And Makartt is actually also having a sale on their polygel kits. So if you guys are interested, I will leave my discount code down below. This Ibero kit is actually 35% off right now, and then you can use my discount code for an additional 15% off. So definitely check out the description box. So I'm actually doing 2 nails at a time, and then I'm going to cure. For the next 2 nails, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm applying the base gel to these nails, except I'm trying to use like some of the other candy pieces in here. So I'm using like some of the conversation hearts and some of the other like candy pieces that are like round shaped, like the little rainbow ones. And there's also heart shaped rainbow candies in here. These are so freaking cute, I think. But yeah, I'm basically doing the same thing, just sticking them into the gel. I'm also trying to use like different color lips and stuff, just so like not all of the candies on the nail are the same. I wanted to like change it up. And then I'm gonna do a cure in my lamp for 60 seconds, like a full 60 seconds before I go to encapsulate. And now I'm gonna go ahead and encapsulate all the nails with this Makartt clear polygel. Of course, I'm just squeezing it right onto the nail. This was a little bit tricky because these Fimo shapes are hard to encapsulate sometimes because they're not like really flat like regular glitters. They have like a little bit of thickness to them. So you have to encapsulate them properly, otherwise you can really like tend to bulk up the nails. So I kind of just squeezed out how much polygel I need. And it's also a little more difficult to apply Fimo shapes on stiletto nails because you don't have like as much space where you have like on square nails. So yeah, it's a really narrow shape, so it's kind of hard to like fit so many on there and encapsulate them on top of that. So yeah, this was definitely a challenge, but I managed to, you know, do it without my nails looking super bulky. I mean, these shapes aren't like super thick, which is what I like about them, but I've had some Fimo shapes where they were cut like really thick. That's what I hate. But these are nice. Like in some of the little grids, they have different sizes of each of the femo shapes. So say you had a smaller area that you had to fill in, you can just go for the smaller one. So that's kind of what I did. But anyways, I just usually squeeze out the polygel right out onto the nail. I keep the rounded end that comes out first by the cuticle area, and I use that to build my apex. As you can see, I usually start patting the polygel around the cuticle first, and I focus most of that rounded end in that area to build my apex. And then the rest of the polygel, I just pat side to side down the nail, and I remove any excess after that. I also use my brush to smooth the entire nail out before I cure in my lamp. Since we're doing gel, we have that time frame to do that. I also kind of like pat the sides to keep the shape of the nail as much as I can. This helps with like less hand filing in the end. I did actually have to go in and add just a little bit more polygel onto these two nails and the ring finger, just to like fill in the areas where like the femo shapes didn't really get covered. You really want to make sure that they're all covered, otherwise you will file through them. So just be mindful of that. That's why I said to make sure that they're really flat into the gel when you cure them, so that they're not sticking up, because even if you apply a mound of polygel on there, it will still be sticking up through the polygel no matter what you do, and you'll end up filing it off anyway and just wasting like a bunch of product. As you could see, I went in with a little bit more polygel, like I said, on these two nails, just because like some of the Fimo shapes weren't really covered that great, and I really wanted to make sure that they were. So I just applied some of the polygel like right over the nail. I applied a little too much on the middle finger. I don't know why I applied so much, but it was a little bit hard to squeeze the polygel out of the bottle. That's probably why. And I'm also going with some more like on the tip of the ring finger, because there was like a little dip there, so I definitely wanted to fill that in to make sure that Fimo shape at the tip was covered. But yeah, I just like apply it the same way I do the first time. I go right over by the cuticle and kind of just work side to side down the nail and remove any excess if I have to, and then I'll do a cure in my lamp for 60 seconds and cleanse with some isopropyl alcohol to get the tacky layer off from the gel.
Zyeq.
Okay, so moving on to the filing, we're gonna go ahead and quickly shape up the nails. I'm using my Modi Suzy 2-in-1 e-file and dust collector as always, and I'm using a fine grit safety bit. So yeah, I am just going around the cuticle and smoothing over the whole nail. It really helps to like apply the polygel like as neat as you can, like an even application all over. When you're doing Fimo shapes, so when you file, you can kind of just like smooth side to side all the way down the nail and kind of just like, you know, shape up the nails that way, so you're not like digging into one area of your nail for too long, because then that's what causes the shapes to get filed off. I found that from like past experiences. So yeah, that's why I usually say try to smooth out your nails as much as you can when you're applying your polygel. This way, like when you go to file, like you don't have like tons of work to do. That's why I really like polygel, because you have that like time to work with it, especially if you're a beginner and you're like nervous about acrylic like drying too fast. I feel like polygel is a really good way to go, because you have that time to like get it where you want it before you cure it in place. So yeah, with these nails, I'm just going around the cuticle, like I said, smoothing over the nail. I make sure to file the sidewalls up and also underneath the nail to get out any product or plastic from the nail tips, and make sure like it looks nice and clear underneath there, since this is a glassy set. And I also go along the sides to kind of redefine the shape before I go in with my hand file. And I do try to get the cuticle area down as much as possible before I go in with my cuticle bit to seal. Next, I'm going in with my cuticle bit from Dashboard Beauty and just cleaning up around the cuticle area and also like sealing around the area so I don't get like any lifting. I'm just getting right in between where the artificial nail and the cuticle is and just cleaning right around that area. I'm using my cuticle bit on a low speed and just like keeping my drill moving so I do not cause any damage to my natural nails. You definitely want to be careful with cuticle bits because you can really damage your nail if you stay in one spot for too long. You also want to keep your drill bit parallel to your nail. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, you always want to keep it parallel to your nail because if you're like doing it at an angle or like pointing downward with it, you can like, you know, really damage your nail. So it's best to kind of like align the drill bit with your nail. Of course you can like tilt it and stuff if you feel comfortable like I do sometimes, but you know what I mean, just don't like dig it into your nail. But anyways, so now we're gonna go ahead and shape up the nails. These tips come pre-shaped, so I didn't have a lot of shaping to do. And to do the stiletto shape, I'm just holding my file at an angle and filing in towards the tip of the nail. So you would just keep doing that, I guess, until you're satisfied with like how sharp the tip of your nail is. I'm doing mine like right in the middle. I'm not making them super sharp. But if you did want them really sharp, you would like file the tip in a lot, like until it becomes pointy. I also like file underneath the nail to try to get out any like plastic pieces or any product that's left over, and then I go ahead and buff out the scratches. To finish up, I did go ahead and apply some Beetle's Rhinestone gel to this nail, but it wasn't recording, so there is a little bit of gel there just right where I'm going to apply the stones. So I'm using some little heart stones and AB rhinestones. I just placed them going like across the nail. I'm just one nail because I didn't want to cover up all of the candy pieces. Obviously that wouldn't make any sense, but I just wanted to add like a little something to the nails. I felt like I had to do that for some reason. And after that, I just top coat all of them and underneath the nails, and this is the finished look. I hope you guys like this set. I think it's super cute. I think this is probably my last Valentine's Day set, but if I think of something else I might make one, but I don't know. But for now, this is the last one. I hope you guys enjoyed the inspo. If you're new to the channel, I would love it if you subscribed. I post nail tutorials and reviews every week, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I love you guys.